All right, can anybody hear me? Is anybody there? What's going on, guys? If anybody's out there, say hi. Is that you, Dwight? Are you there? Or did you just drop in with a note and you're coming back? That happens sometimes. All right. Getting a late start today. Unfortunately, two mixers didn't want to work, at least not properly. So after setting up the new one and it wouldn't work, I set up the old one. It didn't work. So now if I play guitar today, it's going to be coming through this mic. I have no other mic set up. What's up, Dwight? I don't know who I'm talking to besides you. Probably just my. That's okay. So, how's everything? We got Dwight in the house. Who else is here? All right, let's not make it. Well, let's just say things can only get better right now. Sorry for the lighting. I haven't set up my lighting yet. Give me a second, guys. Still setting up everything. Yeah, today was a rough week, but getting over it a little at a time. And then I'll form scar tissue and I'll be okay. So, the guitar today. So, we're going to wait till we get a few more people in and then we got some stuff to talk about because there was no show last week. And so, what I wanted to talk about last week, we're going to talk about this week. And then we have a whole bunch of things to talk about for this week. Well, just really one big thing, but you know what I mean. Can you hear me? How am I sounding? What's up, Streak Pickers? How you doing, buddy? I got to work on that tone. It's a little too grungy. TSA's in the house. What's going on, good buddy? So I'm gonna wait. I need to wait until we get a few more people in here so we can start talking about what's been going on in the last 2 weeks. All right. So how you been, TSA? How's everything, String Pickers? What have you guys been up to? How was your weekend? Well, cool. Pardon me. We got 5 in here. I just want to wait until we get Baby Boy Mulligan and JMK 2112 and Snug Drawson in here. They're all main guys in the. They're all big donors in the build, so I want to wait till they get here to talk about that. Plus, Baby Boy Mulligan was with me when we went when I went to T's Guitars, so I'm sure he wants to talk about what went on there as much as I do. So, what have we got going on? I got 3 likes so far, 4 people in the house, and lots to talk about. So, did anybody see the short that I posted today? As that kind of tells a shorthand version of what's with this build. So looking for a few more people to come hang out, and then we'll get to talk. All right. Trying to remember Godzilla, and I can't. Trying to remember where it starts. Is that F sharp or G? I'll figure out my own time. I won't talk to you guys. Yeah, Dwight, that's the one where I was taking the guitar apart. The pink guitar, right? Man, that was actually torturous for me to do. It really was. It's a good guitar. I mean, if it was a beater that's gotten beat up, my love of that guitar is there, but it's not the same. That ST1 is a really solid guitar. There's no reason to take it apart, man. To do that, it was just tough. But when you got to do what you got to do, you got to do what you got to do, So we got just a couple guys here. So, all right. So, I don't know. I was hoping people would come up. Well, I'm being a little impatient, I guess. We'll give it till about a quarter after. We'll give it 15 minutes. It's been 7. All right. So that's all. A little bit. Can I? No, that's all the way. Oh, Street Pickers, you were going to come by last week? Yeah, man. I'm sorry about that one. The power went on about 10 minutes after 10, but by then it was too late. I couldn't be guaranteed anybody was going to show up. I was just said, hey, postponed, So there he is, Baby Boy Mulligan. What's going on, buddy? You up for talking about our trip to T's Guitars today? Yeah, SA, I agree. I'm glad you made it, String Pickers. All right, cool. So, we'll talk about this first because we got to talk about Igor too, and I'm hoping JMK stops by before I do that. Where are you located, String Pickers? You can tell where I'm from, right? There he is. JMK's in the house. Okay, so we can get started. Lots to talk about. So, Baby Boy Mulligan, what did you think? Yeah, speaking of the devil, Baby Boy, what did you think about our trip to T's Guitars? Torsten's a good guy, right? I don't even have to say that. I don't think, because after what's gone on with Igor, man. Middle Tennessee, nice. Want to trade places? I'd rather be anywhere than here right now. Oh, beautiful though, beautiful, nice. Yeah, Torsten definitely. He's a straight up guy. He doesn't mess around. He's not playing. He doesn't like to play games with anybody, and he doesn't like it when people play games with him. So, yeah, I mean, as long as you, yes, Torsten's been a lifesaver with this one, and I got to see just how obsessive he is about his guitars, and I don't think that's too strong a word, right? Because BBM, you can back me up or deflate me if you need to, but the like 3-4 years of his life he's been eating, sleeping, and shitting T's guitars, and along the way he's had to learn a lot, and we get to benefit. You know what I mean? Because he's done all the legwork. He's suffered the mistakes and figured out the workarounds. And hanging out with him was a great time. And you learn a lot, because he knows he's been through so much with the brand and as a guitar player. Yeah. So I had a great time when I was there, and yeah, you can tell. But I wasn't the only one who got a little go. Baby Boy Mulligan got two guitars. They're project guitars, but they're the badass guitars. So, Roy Garber, what's going on? How you doing, buddy? So we got 8 people in the chat. What's going on, everybody? So listen, last week I had a really, really good show all planned up. I was going to have Torsten stop by for a few minutes and hang out in the chat. I was going to do a giveaway and a couple other things. Now I'm going to try and do that next week. Maybe we'll get him in here next week because I'm dropping another video this coming weekend from the trip. And I'm going to start editing another one for the following week. Bro, this thing is absolutely awesome, JMK. You really need to find yourself, in owning one of these. I'm telling you, the $265 guitar, and it's as good as any $700-800 guitar all day. Or I say $700-800 because it's not a name brand, but if I could find a $1,200, $1,400 telly to put this up against, I don't think this would look bad next to it, win or lose. You know what I'm saying? This is a great guitar. And it's a ridiculous price for the guitar, too, when it comes down to it. The more I pick these guitars up, the more I like them. You know what I mean? There's never a complaint. So, and I'm going to be doing a review for this one soon. So keep an eye out for that. That's probably going to be after I finish the one that I'm working on. It's a part 2 for the one that's going to be posting this weekend. So once I get done with that, I'm not sure if it's going to be 2 or 3 videos. Once that is done, then I'm going to do the review, and then I'll go back to picking through the video footage I got from the trip to see what else I can put together. So what's up, David? How you doing, buddy? The show can get started now that David's here. So got 10 people. What's going on, everybody? So yeah, we got a little time, so I'm just going to take you through what's the conversations I had the last couple of days with pretty much everybody who's now involved with this. So TSA, yeah, he was actually in California, Torsten, and part of that whole scene. So when you talk about guys, the Cali guys, like bands like Trickster and all that stuff, yeah, he was in that scene. So if you can ever find yourself in a room with him and just be chill and hang out with the man, and he will impart some wisdom and personal experience. And it's a pretty cool conversation because he is a very open and engaging person, So it's not a crazy conversation. It's not an oddball conversation. It's not, you know what I mean? It's a cool conversation. That's right, BBM. I was thinking of that too. That's what I was trying to think of. All the bands in the book. It's got all the old from all the different clubs, and you can see his band in there with a bunch of different bands, and some of them, Motley, Rat, all those guys. JMK. Well, I think his nickname is T. What's up, T? All right. This is my assumption. All right. So T's guitars, they're T's guitars. Right? Yeah. So yeah, you get some wisdom from you learn from hanging out with to engage with him on a regular basis. The T was too popular. Torsten searched for company names. Right. So instead of just putting one T, he had to put multiples, so it was T's. So yeah. Listen, guys, if you haven't like subscribed to the T's Guitars video channel, you really should, just because you'll get those stories that I got to hear and Baby Boy Mulligan got to hear. He goes on and he'll talk about his guitars all day, every day, and in between he will give you nuggets of his experience and why the things about the guitars matter to him in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely cool to have Torsten's channel up there in your feed. You know what I'm saying? Stop by once in a while, and you get it. You get it every once in a while. You get an interesting story about a bad experience, or whatever. Yeah, Torsten can tell you everything about it's. I don't know him well enough to say if he could talk about vintage guitars part for part down that level. But when it comes to like the business and the ins and outs of what makes a good guitar, and yeah, you know what I'm saying? You could learn a lot from. He knows everything about this guitar. So this is why when he called me, I was at work, and he had me call him. Actually, he texted me and then sent me a video. At first, he was telling me that the pickups that we picked out weren't all that great. That they sound a little dull, muddy, flat, and there's no brightness to them. So, okay. So right away that night, I ordered a set of pickups and had them shipped out to him the next day. I called up our boy JMK. I called up our boy Guitar Madness, and I picked up an HMS. An HSH. An HSS set that I had to add a pickup to, and all hot with a nice sweet single in the middle. But it's an HSS set, and I had to get an extra humbucker. And they have gold Allen key pole pieces, so they're going to look great in those covers. Okay, keep an eye out, okay? Keep an eye out. Real soon, he's going to have something for you. I'm telling you. He's going to have something for you. It might not be your exact body style. You know, it's either these or the S's. But he's going to have something that you're going to want. Okay? He's talking about more guitars, more different body styles, having colors like this. And there's other stuff, too, that I don't want to share because I want you to be blown away when you hear it. Because there's something coming down the pipeline that is going to really, I think, for me anyway, it's the guitar paint job I have to have from him. And it's wonderful, bright, shiny, gaudy, and it's going to be the next S guitars. The ST1s are coming with new crazy paint jobs, like 3 or 4 different paint jobs. And here's one I'll tell you: the neck, upgrading the neck. It's going to have the truss rod down here. Yeah. So the next ST1 is going to be like, in my mind, it's that much closer to being a little bit of a Charvel and more inviting to turn into something cool. You know what I'm saying? And wait till you see those finishes. Baby boy, I watch every single one. Yes. Das Faust, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Long time no see. Or, well, long time no talk in the comments, right? So, they really are. He really is a stand-up guy. He told Baby Boy Mulligan and I a few things about like what he's done to help customers in customer service, and what it really costs him to do the things that he does with his customer service. because he'll end up like if you have a problem with a guitar that's got to be sent back and forth round trip, he'll lose out on a whole guitar doing that. So he'll take the do another one, and then he'll see what's wrong with that one and then fix it and deal with it. You know, so um, who else does that at a $200, $300 guitar, right? Nobody, because you're buying $200 guitars on Amazon or eBay, right? So this is a big, yeah. Okay, let me take this off. I think this will help because this microphone, when I have a guitar on, the wire runs here and it'll cut out. Yeah, man, it's moving up. It's ticking up a little bit. And it's in a solid positive direction. It's not explosive. I really keep my fingers crossed for that one day that I get a nice bit of explosive subscriber growth. But you take what you can get, and it is definitely more than it has been in the past. And things are going positive, so going to keep going with things the way they are. So, and for that, I'm going to that end, I am going to try to be at T's Guitars whenever they drop new guitars. All right, I got to talk to Torsten about this. I have not hit him up for that yet, but that's going to be my goal. Whenever he has a new batch of guitars, I want to be there. Whenever there's going to be something cool going on, it's the first time for me to maybe get a recording of it. I want to be there. Like he does, his big day is Monday, where he does all the orders come in usually on the weekend, right? Because everybody gets paid on Friday or Thursday. So Friday night, Saturday, they're placing their orders, and Monday morning he's got 3 or 4 other guys in his shop, which is barely bigger than my little studio room, barely bigger than this bedroom, and they're doing setups all day, and so that to walk into that and shoot all these guitars being in this place and all these guys hanging around doing all the work and shoot that for people, I like that idea. I want to do that. So TSA, enjoy the show. Definitely enjoy the show. Bring a phone, keep it over here, nobody's looking, nobody can see you. So but yeah, so keep an eye out for that stuff, guys, because in the future I want to do that. I got to hit up Torsten once this guitar is on its way to JMK. More on Igor in a minute. Then I'm going to see about setting all this up with him so that I can be. Ultimately, I would like to be the official T's Guitars YouTube channel outside of T's Guitars. You know what I mean? I mean, other people play guitars a lot more than I do in my videos, So let me do the different things. That's kind of the thinking here, He doesn't necessarily need me to play his guitars. So let me do other stuff too, Anyway. TSA, enjoy the show, man. You go and have a great time. I can't really relate. I live in New York City, so it's like every month there's a new one. If I want to go to see anything, I can. I can. So, but yeah, I think. Well, yeah. So, all right. Anyway, I'm rambling. So, all right. So here's what's going on with Igor. Okay. Right? We were at that point. I ordered new pickups. Talked again the next day, and maybe it wasn't necessarily, but probably could be improved because I did take the pole pieces out of them to get them in and put them back in. That might have caused a problem. So anyway, at this point, I'm speaking to Torsten. It's the next day. He's telling me that it won't intonate, and the saddles are all the way down on the bridge plate, right? And the setup is really off, and there's really nothing to do there except like gouge out more in the neck pocket. Maybe, I don't really know because this is all based on conversations on the phone, And when he said intonation, I figured maybe it has to do with the way the body was cut, even because that happens sometimes, even with CNC machines. So, and as we've been talking about, he knows his stuff. So even if I have a little bit of doubts, which I don't really, this was the way to go. Okay, this guitar needed to be sacrificed. Now, if we're going to have anything for this auction, right? So at this point, Torsten is ready to give me a guitar to do this. Okay, this is how nice the guy is. All right, he is ready to give me another guitar. He was only supposed to wire the guitar and set it up. Okay, an easy 1 hour thing for him to do. Not a lot of trouble, and he gets credit on helping us do the build and plugs and all this other stuff, right? But now he's ready to give me a guitar and then take everything off of it and put it on the new guitar. But he's not quite sure that he's got one available, right? Because he doesn't have everything in his shop, and he didn't have one right there that he could grab, right? So I said, don't worry about it. All right. He was willing to do all that. He was willing to do all that. So I said, you know what? That's it. I have the ST1 here. So that's what's going on right now. All right. So, and they are still going to be doing a whole bunch of work that I already did in the last guitar. Right. Like he's basically assembling a whole new guitar for the channel. So there is nothing that I can say that would be, I can't talk kindly enough about what's happening now. You know what I mean? They have literally saved this project. All right. Just by being willing to do what they're doing. All right. And that's basically build a whole guitar now. So here's where that is. At this point, I disassembled, you saw the videos. I disassembled my ST1. I almost cried. I almost cried. But I did it and put it in a box. So now tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, because I do have other things I got to do tomorrow, and I got to do them tomorrow. I may not have time, which is disappointing. But hopefully tomorrow or Tuesday, I'm going to get it sent over to JMK, who has agreed to do this again and paint another body for us. All right. So this is, please, everybody, give JMK a bit of thanks, if you don't mind, okay? Because he really is coming through for us with this. He doesn't have to do this, right? So, JMK, I really do appreciate you doing this. By the way, I don't know if I said it in the last text, but go ahead and paint the headstock to match the body of the new guitar. All right, because I'm going to check with Torsten. I believe he's okay with that idea, and it's going to make it look one hell of a lot better. All right. All right. So, and thank you again. And I'm not forgetting about this. Okay. I got you. I got to figure out something. I got to get my head above water again financially, but I got you. I promise. Okay. So, so now that's all set up. And once I get it shipped, JMK, when you're ready, I'm going to need an email from you so that I can send you a label so you can ship it, that you can print and send the package back to straight to T's Guitars. All right. Because you know who I ordered a shirt for? I ordered a shirt for myself, and I ordered a shirt for Torsten as a thank you, as a very small thank you. But if anybody wants to know, if you don't already know, we have shirts for this build, right? Because this is a donation and a support build kind of thing. And so far, with all the parts and everything that's gone on, this guitar is probably, like, if it was all on one person, is probably, with these parts and labor and all this other stuff, this guitar is probably $600 or $700 now. Okay, and some of that's come out of my pocket. Some other people have donated, and while I certainly don't mind donating to this cause, I'd like to not be like donating like a whole week's pay. So if anyone wants to support the build, it is greatly appreciated because the profits go to, well, they go to me, they go to the build, right? And each shirt you buy sends about $9 to RJ's Cave. All right, so the you can find them listed on just about any of the new videos. You'll see them now. All right. How do I structure it? Well, I've tried to keep it simple. Because this thing started out originally, Roy, as a TSA started this build. He donated a body. He proved himself to be one of the at the time, at least, the most loyal subscriber I have, and so he won a guitar, and he was so moved by that he decided to start a build, and that's what started all of this, right? He's got autism in his family. JMK, he paints guitar bodies and has experience with Eddie Van Halen, Frankenstrat's, and he has autism in his family. I have autism in my family. So it was just like, well, what do we do? You know? And that's how this whole thing started. And Baby Boy Mulligan bought the neck and sent it to me, and along with some pots. And Timothy, forget Timothy. Snug Drawson sent cash to my PayPal. So if anyone wants to send cash, they can send it to my PayPal, and I'll get it that way. Send it like I forget what they call it there. It's the friends and family way, so they don't take a cut. So so it's basically I'm trying to keep it simple. But if you'd like to donate, easy way to help out. It's you can look it up at RJ's Cave. Yeah, I think it's at RJ's Cave, or it's my Gmail, rjscave@gmail.com. You put that in there, or I think it's Bob S920. Right? Actually, let me look that up because you don't want to send it to the wrong Bob. And I actually should have a window open. No, not here. All right, so on my phone, easy to check on my phone. The auction proceeds are going. Right. Yeah. Okay. No, Roy, I do have Zelle. The auction proceeds are going to Eden 2. Here in New York State, they're one of the larger organizations that helps people with autism. They have schools, they have residences, they have therapy places, they have everything. They actually own a chocolate factory here on Staten Island now, where everybody gets to work there if they want. You know what I mean, and all that. So it's really big, and they start at like 2 years old and help people throughout their entire life. So it's a good one, right? And I worked there for a year. Well, I'm not necessarily happy with a lot of the people there. The organization itself is one of the better ones. So they're waiting for us to finish this so that we can do some promotions with them and get this ball rolling. So the PayPal. So okay. All right, so you wouldn't want to come back here and trade places with me anyway, then, right, Roy? You know what I'm talking about. So, all right, so yeah, I've been born and raised on Staten Island my whole life, and I want to leave so bad. It's gotten so fucked up here. Yeah. Oh, I don't want your advertisement, PayPal. Home. So Yeah, actually, Roy, it's probably best. It's just to RJ's Cave at Gmail. It's all lowercase, just the letters RJSCAVE at gmail.com, and you'll find it. So, uh, so now, like, personally speaking, I think I'm into this guitar about almost $300. Right? I bought the case, I bought the pickups twice, the covers. I give Snug credit for some of the other hardware because of the amount of money he's contributed, and Geiger's had some in there. So we gotta get this thing together. And so yeah, so and guys, as always, if you're looking for a guitar, definitely look into a T's guitar, and be sure to use my code RJCave, no S. It's RJCave5, and pick yourself up a guitar. He's got those ST ones, are great guitars, and they're phenomenal mod platforms. It's actually the perfect guitar to of the pull out of the lineup to use for this kind of project because it literally is the best mod platform out there. TSA, you could not have known. It is not your fault. All right, don't worry about it. I want to talk about that too because each of you guys, I've actually spoken to JMK. He would be interested in keeping the body as an art thing. You would like it back as an art thing, and Baby Boy Mulligan has happy to take his neck back. But I have another idea, and I hope you guys let me know what you think. We could use this as a wall hanger and maybe auction it off ourselves or add it to the auction for July as a second thing to bid on. Right? Let's say somebody loses out on our guitar, they can still get the wall hanger. Right? And I mean, it wouldn't get big money, but as art, you should be able to get $200, $300, $400, $500 for something like that. Right? Thank you, Roy. Thank you very much, man. I will put it to good use, I promise. Well, it's been put to good use. You just didn't send it yet. Yeah, and don't worry, this is gonna be followed through with. We actually do still need a guitar strap, and what else? There was one other minor thing. TSA, I thought about that too. You know what? If I had a little money put aside when this happens, if no one else wants it at the auction, I might, if I have the money, bid on it myself, just so that I can make a donation, get it back to put on the wall, and in the moment I might look like a big shot. Baby boy, text me about what you got, okay? But because well, I'd like to see what you got, and if you want to send it to him, I can text him so he knows, and then give you the address where you send all that stuff to, and then he could put it in. So we can talk. Let's talk about that. And Roy, thank you for the support, man. We really do appreciate it. And if what's his name now? Oh, who's Ted? If Ted happens to come in again, Ted, thank you. Ted bought a shirt. He bought himself a shirt, and he bought his wife a shirt. So thank you, Ted. Roy, hit me up on my email. If you want to do something like that, we could definitely do something. What about another build? Or we could take, if you want to donate a guitar to the channel to do a build, we could do that, and maybe put it to a vote to see what the build would be, and in the end we could do a giveaway. Right? We could give it away here on the channel, or we could do something maybe on the street. I got an action camera now, so I can go out on the street and I can find somebody to give it away to, or we could try and do something like this. An LP Junior, that would be cool. I like the juniors, man. I actually have a thing for a double cut junior with one P90. If I could, those I love. But I mean, I do have a bunch of guitars here that I'm planning on doing. But if you want to donate something, yeah, we could do that. Absolutely. And we could try and figure out a theme. I would like to see about if I do something like this with somebody else, I'd like to see what Geiger has, because I have a affiliate links from Geiger, and that allows us to get parts cheaper. So let's say someone wanted to buy some of the parts for the build, they could buy it cheaper, and then the channel also gets a little kickback so that we can buy some of the parts for their and get a discount as well. So there's a lot we can do, and I really want to start working with this Geiger affiliate links these that I have, because we can do such creative stuff with Geiger. If you have a moment, take a look for a couple of the pictures or the videos I have of Igor. Take a look at the neck plate. The neck plate is actually a one-of-a-kind neck plate that was custom made at Geiger for this build. So we can do things like that and make one-of-a-kind things, you know? And not a lot of other people are doing that this way, not with corporate support. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things I could do with more builds, and I want to do a lot more builds. I've been talking to JMK about doing more builds, and he's on board. He's willing to paint some more guitars. And as long as he's still willing to do that, we're good to go with donations. We can do some great stuff. And I have ideas. I want to, and down the road as well, I would like to find some YouTubers, bigger YouTubers, million subscriber YouTubers, and do a build specifically for them. Right? I have a couple in mind already. That would be great too. Kits for builds, Roy. That would be great too. Yeah. I will build whatever you would like to do to help out the channel. I am absolutely willing to work with you on that, and I'm happy to do it too. So please feel free, hit me up on my email, rjscave@gmail.com. Happy to talk to you about it. And if the emails get too heated, maybe we can switch phone numbers and we can start texting. Okay, so to make that a little easier. All right. So yeah, so this has been really cool so far. And oh, I got to talk to you guys. Yes, definitely send me an email, Roy. Thank you. One other thing, guys. The channel has memberships now. Yeah. So if anybody wants to join, there are 3 tiers: $2.99, $4.99, and $9.99. And along the way, there's also a new group that I'm starting in Facebook as one of the things. It's going to be for us to go hang out, talk gear, talk parts, trade, and sell guitars, both personally there and safely under lockdown in Facebook, and with the marketplace as the group will be a buffer of sorts to make sure that, you know, help people not get scammed and all that shit. So yes, Roy, Baby Boy is right. You are the man. And hey, maybe we could even get Baby Boy Mulligan involved on the build too, because he builds guitars. Right? So well, he's learning how to do all that stuff, and he's doing a good job too. So we could do these things as group builds if you guys want, you know. So but yeah, so all right, now I feel like I got everything out. So but oh yeah, the new guitar is going to be a little different from the original guitar too, guys. BBM, I can't wait to see what you do to that SS1. I really hope you can get that tremolo fixed. If you can get that tremolo fixed, you have gotten yourself an awesome deal on a guitar, because that he was selling those for $350, and those are probably $700 guitars when you think about it, right? Because if you put Fender on that, or Charvel, or Jackson, or anything else, the price of that guitar goes up from 200, 350 to at least 500, 600, right? And that means the list retail, full retail, is probably closer to seven. And you just got that for better than free, because you also got a $125 tremolo to replace the one that's in there for free as well. You got a smoking deal. Yeah, you've been able to take a look at it and see what the problem is. I can't wait. I can't wait until the new guitars come. That was actually the only thing that was keeping me focused on taking apart this guy. Because I was like, I can always, maybe I can still get another one from him to review, right? Maybe one of the new ones. Maybe I can get a new one to review. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. I can get another one. I can get another one. I can get another one. As I'm turning screwdrivers. Yeah, I can see that it might be a whole series. You might be learning several new skills to get that fixed, right? We're at 46 minutes. And counting, guys. Oh, yeah. The one other thing that having to disassemble my ST1 gives us an opportunity to do, that's all right. No problem, string pickers. Just that you're here is enough, man. I really do appreciate it. And I'm going to assume in this last statement that part of what you're doing is watching some more videos of me. Well, Roy, thank you, Roy. On behalf of everybody you've ever been generous to, thank you. The pickguard scrapes, the route needs some work, and the trem needs a shave with my rotary tool. Okay. BBM, do you think you can save the original trim? Or do you have to switch them out? Because I would be really excited for you if you could actually save the original trim, maybe even keep it on that guitar, keep the guitar roll black. And then you have a backup trim that if you want, you can either put it in another guitar or you can just sell it as is. Or use it as a giveaway on your channel. I know you're trying to actually grow your channel, so that would be good. So, so I can't wait, guys. I can't wait until we get this guitar back. It's probably going to take about another month to get this guitar back to me. Man. So yeah. So a little setback, but we'll get on track. We'll get on track. Hopefully by the end of March, everything will be okay. Figure a week to ship to California, a week to ship back, several days at JMK's. Pardon me. And he was fast last time, so hopefully and then maybe it'll be at T's Guitars for a week or so, and then I can get down there to get it. I need to let it cure after I paint it. Yeah, right. Yeah, and you're gonna have to scuff this one too, right? Because this one is painted already. It's shiny, so you're probably gonna have to scuff up this one. Yeah, you were fast with the last one, JMK. I was very surprised at how fast you turned that around, because I know you do have to cure them. They got to cure for at least a couple of days, if not a full week, just to make sure. So, and guys, make sure you look for the review for this guy. All right. I think you already know what I'm going to say about this guitar. right? Because it's basically the same thing as, well, it's not the same thing. It's basically a variation on the HD with the basic same setup, the pickups and all. So, but man, 265. You can't beat this guitar for $265. I would put this guitar up against any Squire Telly, any any Mexican Telly, the Indonesian Telly, and any, you know what, any American made Fender Telly too. Because even if it doesn't beat out a high end Fender Telly, it's going to stand its own. Nobody is going to be disappointed at what this guitar does in that kind of contest because it's bulletproof. It's basically a studio guitar. Yeah, I think so. Yes, this is definitely boner fuel. This is the kind of paint job that guitars are supposed to have, right? Guitars have gotten to be looking like they're about as exciting most of the time as when you go pick up a car. You go buy a brand new choices: black, silver, maybe red, maybe blue. That's about it. And a lot of it's the same thing with guitars. What do you get? You get all the classic finishes. You get cherry sunburst, you get tobacco sunburst, you get black. You get black all day long, and you get black with white pick guards, black pick guards, everything black, everything white, everything chrome, and then don't forget all the different bursts. So this is a bulletproof. This guitar was on Broadway, so this is a pro level guitar, right? The HD is on Broadway. This is basically just a lightly modified, lightly upgraded. I don't even like using that word because this is a matter of taste. The difference between this and an HD is a matter of taste. Do you like the classic Telly style and accoutrements, or do you want something that's got a little more modern, updated sensibilities on top of that classic spirit, right? That's the difference. Their string pickers, their colors really are nice, and the guitars are phenomenal. They really are. He has figured out, and BBM can back this up. He has figured out how not to get screwed by the factories. He had to. They screwed him in the beginning. Okay, he told us about how cars early on. This is that he actually had to sell as parts. It was a whole batch, 190 guitars, and that was a learning experience. The Purple Burst is epic. TSA, keep your eyes open though. Coming like in the next couple of weeks, he's got some coming. Metal flake coming, then you know. And I'm probably saying too much to say that. He's got this one metal flake finish coming that's gonna be, man. I want to say it's kind of like the Guitar Max finish on the new Guitar Max guitar, but not. It's not like that. But it's in that gaudiness spirit. You know what I mean? I hear that, TSA. I need a car. But that's why I'm going to be selling some of my guitars too. So, and that's another thing I can talk to you guys about. I'm going to be selling about 5 of the guitars that have been on the channel, and I'm going to be selling them for roughly about $100 a piece. For you guys, probably just $100 flat. I'll eat the shipping. But if it's going to be someone else on Facebook, it's probably going to be $100 plus shipping, or I'll post it at 125 and be a little flexible. The goal is to get $100 for each guitar. So if anybody's interested in buying a Harley Benton, a Diamond guitar, what else was that? What else did I decide on? I got a Fojo HSH Strat, the blue one with the flame, and 2 Fesleys. I got the FST 350 and the FST 400. Those are all going to be going. So if anybody's interested in buying a guitar, let me know. I gotta recoup some of my rent somewhere. Yeah. String pickers, I learned the hard way too. The best thing you can do when it comes to finishes is be patient. And that goes for every step of the way. Be patient. The prep work and the cleaning, be patient. The actual applying the paint, be patient. Drying, be patient. That's the one that usually gets me. And bro, BBM. I think there's a channel, Justin's Guitar Reviews. I believe that's the name of it. He's a relatively new channel. He's a fun guy. I just subscribed to him, and he actually did the coil split on his SBHE. He's got the one with the orange burst, and he actually did that in a short. If you're interested, what makes a T's guitars are the setup. Well, that's the biggest difference, yeah, because you don't get this with any other company, right? Anybody that's getting their guitars made and then sent out to a warehouse, they're just sending them to the warehouse and to be shipped out from that warehouse, right? It might not even be the company's people that are handling it. But the T's guitars, they go to him, okay? And he checks them all. If he doesn't actually check them all himself, other people do the setup his way, and then he puts his hands on them at some point. He always checks every single guitar, and he's obsessive, and he has his own way of doing a setup. And he has his setup. And if it's not his setup, it's not set up. Right? So when you get your guitar from T's Guitars, he knows that guitar because he handled that guitar. And so you have a problem with it, he can honestly tell you, well, you know what? I personally handled that guitar before we sent it out, and I know that it was good. So it wasn't on us. It was on the shipper or whatever, or maybe it was just an environmental change, or and then you take things from there. But he actually knows your guitar. Yeah, I saw that one, BBM. Yeah. It was actually how much he loved the SBH. Yeah, I saw that. It's a great guitar. You play this guitar for a few minutes, and you pick up something that you picked up on Amazon. That's good, right? Because there are a lot of good guitars available on Amazon these days. But you compare it to this, then you see the difference, right? You get a full thickness body, you get everything, and you get the benefit of him learning to go piggyback his deals, his orders on the backs of larger companies, right? So that he can get the best deals. Because it's basically what happens is, and this is basically what he explained to me and BBM. All right, string pickers, be good, buddy. Basically, now I lost my thought. Sorry, guys. Shit. Man, I lost my thought. I'm sorry. Shit. I hate that. But yeah, T's guitars, they're the shit. No one else does what they do with your guitar before you get it. And I was talking about the parts, right? Yeah, he had to do the guitars for parts, and through all that, he learned how to piggyback onto other guitar companies, right? So he was telling BBM and me about how he gets his guitars made in multiple factories. There's 3 factories that he goes to, but he had to learn which factories to get guitars from. And then he had to get in their good graces to get put in the pile with the big guys, right? Because if you're doing Harley Benton guitars, you're making 3,500 guitars a month for them, and they buy batches of wood for that, and then they have a little left over. So they'll make a run of your guitars using that batch, and they can make them a little less expensive, right? That's what he does. Okay, and then he makes sure that he's getting the same quality guitar work as the big guys. So you're not getting a cheap guitar that's made good. You're getting a really good guitar that's made cheaply. So that's, I think, the biggest difference with T's guitars. Then it gets here, and he handles every single one, and every single one gets set up perfectly. So, and it's less than $300. And then if you want to do more to the guitar, you can do it before it even leaves the shop. You want to customize it, you want a custom guitar from T's Guitars, you can get that. You pick up the parts, send it to them, they'll make it. They'll put it together. So you can't beat that. So you can take a T's guitar, and for a couple $100 more, you can get those Seymour Duncan pickups you want, send them to T's, and put them in. And they're going to charge you for the work to put them in. But for $500, now you got a guitar that is everything you wanted, and it's basically custom. Oh, BBM. Here's a big one, guys. You want to know a T's Guitar secret that's coming up? A big change with T's Guitars? Serial numbers. Right, BBM? They actually, let me get a drink. Excuse me. What's going on over here? If it wasn't for the bad pickup I replaced, which is why Torsten donated it to me, I wouldn't have been perfect except for 2 frets. It would have been perfect except for 2 frets. Yeah. Oh, I'm betting BBM. I'm betting that he didn't even get to do the setup on that guitar because it had a broken pickup, and it only had 2 bad frets, and it would, like you said, just a little bit. Roy, you should never have to work on a guitar that you pay $5,000 for. That's my feeling. No, I just gave away a brand new Fender. He didn't miss anything. So, guys, it's been about an hour. It's getting late. Here in New York, it's 11 o'clock, and I got to get up in the morning that I can go try and go to the unemployment office and see about finding a job. Only to probably get turned down for a grant to go back to school because I'm white. That's probably what's going to happen tomorrow. But I got to go do it anyway. So let me turn this off. You can see my bald head. Live from New York, it's RJ's Cave. Roy, I actually created a Late Night with David Letterman intro, frame for frame, that I was ready to use one day. It had the subway cars that go across with the whole nine. It was on the wall to be repaired and set up. Yeah, that's the one that he had on the wall, the one with the broken pickup. Right? So, guys, I think we're gonna call it. All right, it's after an hour now. I'm sorry I missed you guys last week. Couldn't be helped, and well, because everything that was going on, I never got around to doing the postponed live. So sorry about that. But next week we'll do this again. Next week, I got a video posted. It's part 1 of the work being done on this guitar. You get to see the fret level job that's done to the T's Guitars way, and the next part is going to be it's going to be part 2 of that. It's going to be the final leveling and the setup of the guitar. That's going to be the next part, and then I'm going to do the review of this guy. All right, so keep an eye peeled on this. I know you don't necessarily, you guys don't necessarily need my review of this guitar, but somebody out there does. So look for that. All right. And JMK, if you're still with us, I'm going to get this guitar out to you soon. I will contact you. All right. Roy, I will look for your emails. All right. Love to talk to you about that. And if I've forgotten anything or anyone, I'm sorry. But that'll do it for this one, guys. Okay. You guys have been awesome. I've been RJ. Until the next one. Yes, Roy. Thank you. Baby boy says thanks for coming and subscribing. Thank you, Roy. Love you, buddy. And that's going to do it for this one, guys. Take it easy.